This isn't my first show, believe it or not. Hey, historians. Welcome back to a new episode of Historically Haunted Show. I switched days. I've gone from Saturdays. I know Saturdays during the summer is hectic for a lot of you paranormal investigators. I figured Tuesday would be a little bit better. And I wanted to come back with a bang, and I wanted to bring back a couple guests that I think a lot of you really, you know our haunted lives. I know you do. David Taylor and Kristi Grissom. They've been involved in the scene for a long time. Dave's been affecting the paranormal scene since he was a kid, basically. He used to see his great-grandmother and a bunch of, we'll talk about that later, but he's been involved for a long time. He saw a lot of family members. He started our Haunted Live in 2020, our Haunted Lives. Kristi joined soon thereafter, and they've been basically a partnership on like their own talk show, kind of like this, like a vodcast podcast. I'm sure you've seen it. And they do material for Paraflix. And Kristi, of course, she's got her own thing going on too. She's got her vampirism, her witchcraft, her mediumship type stuff. She's done a lot of work with Father Sebastian, who a lot of you know. We're talking, they're in the green room right now. I'm going to bring them on right now. We're talking a lot about the work that they've done in Salem, work they've done in upstate New York with the Hinsdale House and Danny. So fuck this shit. Without further ado, let's bring on the voodoo priestess, Kristi Grissom. What's up, girl?
Hey,
and hey, and the man behind the curtain, Mr. Taylor. How are you, brother?
What's going on? How are you? How are you, Adam?
What's
Pleasure
up,
to be
guys?
here. Thank you. Thank you for having us.
I like that. The voodoo priestess. I was like, wow, I like that.
Now she's now she's going to start.
Before the show, she kind of she kind of gave me shit for maybe giving her the rub a little bit at the Warren Con. So I wanted to kiss her ass a little bit before I brought her on, so she didn't put a hex on me. Because I don't remember doing that. I was in fucking a trance with Annabelle, and then I remember seeing you, but not really. And then you're like, you ignored me, and I go, oh fuck.
Yeah.
No, it was great. It was great because I absolutely recognized who you were because you're like once you've seen your face, you're hard to forget.
Yeah.
And I love beards, but I was walking around. I had my whole vampire garb on and everything, and I walked by and I'm like, let's see, because we've never met face to face.
Yeah.
And you turned around and I said, hi. And you're like, oh, hi. And I'm like, okay, he doesn't recognize me. So I'm going to play like I don't recognize him.
I think Annabelle. Yeah. I think Annabelle affected a lot of people up there, Kristi.
Yes. He was totally.
Plus you were dressed in your garb.
Yeah. I did look a little different.
Honestly, I don't think I recognized you. Honestly, that's why. Because I asked her, I said, well, you guys were there. I didn't see you. You're like, oh, you saw me.
Well, I was Michael Myers the second day, so the actual Halloween.
Second day.
Yeah. So I was dressed up as Michael Myers, so right. It was pretty funny. She was the vampire goddess, and I was Michael Myers just walking around. And then Dwayne, who was up from Maine, the author, he was roaming around as the nun. If you remember that, Kristi, we have a great picture with him. Yeah. So
yes.
There was a few people in garb. It was pretty good. And then Josh with Attic Junkie, he was what, Corey Taylor, like Slipknot. He had the
he had the Corey Taylor Slipknot.
Yeah. So that was really, really, really cool. So awesome.
That is cool. I love the cosplay thing, and that's cool. Of course, and that's funny. I remember seeing Mike Myers, and of course, the author Dwayne, who I had on my show, the radio show, not the vodcast, audio only a couple weeks ago. He's a great guy. But anywho, fuck it. So what is up, my good people? You guys are all over every time I see you guys, you're doing something new. Let's talk about the New York trick. You're a little para hungover, Kristi. You said that's fair. From going to Hinsdale, right? I hear that's a fucking amazing place.
You talk about a paranormal hangover. I didn't even know what that fucking was until this past time at Hinsdale House. And I haven't really talked about a lot of things that happened there.
No.
But
Dave's shaking his head. He's like, oh no.
Yeah. No, but one thing that I will divulge on your show, since you've been so gracious to invite us here.
There you go.
I will say that it's the first time I've ever investigated a location that's on a ley line. And now
on a what?
On a ley line.
It's like the parallel lines.
Ley lines. It intensifies paranormal. It just the energy. It just makes things kind of go catawampers. Well, I knew what they were. I knew what they would do. I just didn't know what they would do to me as a psychic medium. And I felt like I was paranormally raped for 24 hours.
Good Lord.
It was one of the most intense investigations we ever had. And it started off slow. It started off great. Everybody was having a great time. And
except for me when it
just really kind of turned, Adam. And it wasn't I really can't even describe it. You had to be there to really understand what happened. And Kristi and I are really still processing what happened. We've been talking a little bit about it, but not much. And I'm sure we'll have a really good conversation about this and that. But I'll divulge one thing that scared the shit out of me the most about Hinsdale House is we finally went to sleep because Kristi and I had just this most horrendous travel day ever. It was so long. And so we finally get to sleep and we're in the upstairs and it has those 3 rooms and everybody was so nice to give me the big bed because I'm a big guy. And so about 6 a.m, Josh, our equipment maker, Josh with Attic Junkie, he has a REM pod, but he has the Halloween theme on there instead of the normal dee, 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 Yeah. So,
I like that. That's cool.
So there's a closet there, has a mirror in there where you can scry, and apparently there's a little boy that kind of hangs out in there. And so we're all sleeping, everything's quiet in the house about 6 a.m. And we all get up. I go, what the fuck is that?
Loud as hell. And I'm like, you've got, and at first I was like, I started cussing. I was cussing David. I was like, God dang it, David. Why'd you set an alarm for 6 o'clock in the morning? Because he does that shit just to annoy me. So I really thought it was him, but it was actually something paranormal.
Yeah. And then things started happening again. I went and got breakfast, and then we all went back upstairs because we didn't really investigate the upstairs from the night before, because of everything that was happening. And then some other things happened that we have to analyze. We've got some footage from the SLS camera that we need to go over, and just everything that was happening with the paranormal puck and the ovulus, and everything was correlating with each other. So everything was in unison of what was going on.
And things that I had gotten Thursday before we had left, I had a spirit communicate with me. And I only told 2 people the names and the words that I got with it. And that Saturday morning on the ovulus, the names and the words that I was given,
boom,
all came up on the ovulus.
Boom.
Oh, fuck. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
I mean, from what I hear, I'm not trying to change the subject or cut you off or whatever, but from what I hear, the grounds on that which are very historic with Native American lore and stuff like that. So, Kristi, you, and of course, David, but Kristi, maybe more so you felt that probably going in, I would think. Like, Dave, you said in the beginning it was calm, but that's the calm before the storm, it sounds like.
Yeah.
Jim Brown says, "Hey, everybody! Hello, Jim. Hey, Jim. Jim's a big supporter.
Thanks for tuning in. Kristi will feel stuff before I do. When we pulled up there, I was just super excited to be there. I'm like, oh, finally, I'm finally here. And you realize it's in the middle of nowhere, dude. Like, it's in the middle of nowhere.
It's literally Hinsdale, New York. That's why it's called the Hinsdale House. But it's up by not hills, Buffalo, but almost by like Waverly Hills, right?
About an hour 15 minutes south of Buffalo. So
I honestly didn't know where the fuck I was. I just knew get on the plane, look for David and Josh, and yell shotgun, and
let's go.
That's about it.
Play some music. So it was, But Kristi, you told me like when we first rolled up there, you immediately saw a figure on the property, right? Yeah.
Right when we pulled in, I immediately saw a man standing at the wood line, and I thought it was plain as day. I thought it was a real person.
Yeah.
And
then there's the offering tree. You can go up into the woods. Yeah, you can go up into the woods with the offering tree. And Kristi, if you didn't invoke some spirits up there, I don't know what you did. So we left some tobacco, and I left a dime, just as an offering.
Old school.
Yeah.
Well, I think I pissed off without knowing, because I went in there kind of blind. I didn't know anything about. know anything about the Hinsdale house, and of course I'd heard of it. A lot of mediums
don't want to know. That makes sense. A lot of mediums, you guys don't want to know, right? Yeah.
And of course I'd heard of it, but everybody leaves their offerings on the one side of the tree, and me being me, I'm like, no, I don't like this side. I feel drawn to the other side.
I'm going to do it my way.
Right. Well,
for real, Adam.
I go around.
I'm so sorry, Dave. Just kidding.
It's okay.
I go around the tree, and lo and behold, I'm like, holy shit, there's a besom. And I don't think David knew what that was, and most people didn't. I was like, it's a witch's broom. Yeah. It was hanging on the other side of the tree, upside down. It was a little tiny brooms that witches use not to ride or fly on. They're used for other things. And I'm like, oh, no wonder I was brought over here, because it was.
It lured you. Yeah, you were drawn to it.
Yeah, so I left my offering on that side of the tree, and talking to somebody from there, they said with everything that happened, because it ended up saying that I was the enemy on the ovulus when David was asking it. I'm thinking maybe, okay, did the Native Americans think I was siding with the witches as opposed to the Native Americans? Did I, from the very beginning, did I, screw myself?
But wouldn't you have that protection? Wouldn't you have that protection of your witches, of the good spirit? If you went to that side, wouldn't they kind of help you? You think?
Oh, I'm sure they did. But that's kind of the precipice of the whole time there. I was.
You went against the grain.
I was pulled so much and so much confusion. And then with the ley line, I felt like I was spinning, and I felt like my motherboard had fried. I could not get balanced. I could not. It just, and I didn't even think about it till at that point in time. Hey, maybe I did upset somebody by going to the wrong side of the tree.
Yeah. I mean, that's a possibility. And go ahead.
I was gonna say, Dave, do you incorporate any of this? I know it's always good to have like the technical dude and the grounded witch, the medium, but do you take any of this? Do you do sage or anything? Do you ground yourself to sheet? Do you do prayers for him or anything?
I'm more of the tech guy. So we always goof around of Kristi is the crazy one and I'm the L7. So, and if you put an L7 together, you know it makes a square. So I'm the square of the group.
But it makes a great team because you're rounded in different parts.
Absolutely.
But I'm sure if she tells you something, you listen to her. You don't just go, fuck you.
Well, yeah,
you go, oh, really? Right?
Absolutely. And it comes into validation too. And Kristi was really when we first really kind of started working together, she was really, really adamant about protection and just grounding yourself. So I've done my own stuff. So now when we go on investigations, I will ground myself many times throughout the night, because when things happen, you really need that protection with the teachings of Kadrick Olson, another one of our good friends. He teaches, about runes. So I really use the Algiz rune for protection because it's an elk, and elk is protection. And I know you can't really see it here, but it's this one of what you do, and I do that.
It looks like a Y.
Yeah.
With a stick in the middle of the V part.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
okay. I know what you're talking about. Yeah. Okay. Yep.
And so with that, I do that to the north, east, south, and west, just so
Yeah.
the protection's
It's a symbol from the Elder Futhark ruins, which is Norse ruins that that Odin gave up his eye to receive the knowledge when he's hanging on the tree. There's a little bit of Norse history there.
There you go.
I love mythology, Greek mythology.
That's why I keep her around, because she knows all that stuff. So no, but you hit the nail on the head of when Kristi starts feeling something, and then there's sometimes when I feel stuff also, I'll start to whistle or I'll start to pace back and forth, and Kristi will be like, "Are you okay?" And I go, there's I'm just feeling something around here, and I haven't really honed my my abilities or skills to the point of where I can pinpoint them, things like that. And
neither have I.
You know what, she says that she's so humble, dude. But when you meet her and everything like that, and there was one time when I had who was it? It was you, Patty, and I forget, it was somebody else, of all these three powerful witches and everything like that. And I put my tail between my legs and put my head down, and I didn't say a word, because that was real power. Yes. That was real power.
Yeah. I mean, Betty Negri, I mean, she's a sweet lady, and I've never met her, but I can see she's got that, just like Kristi. You seem like my girlfriend Heather. She's very much into Wicca and witch and grounding, but they're beautiful women and they're awesome. But at the same time, like, you don't fucking... Yeah, you know what's up. You stay in line. I know what's up, and I think that's what we respect, and that's what we techie guys like Dave, or historians, researchers, people like that. You need a good witch in your life. You need a good someone that's, and I mean that in a spiritual way too. Not even a witch, just you need something grounded. I think with these things, someone to tell you, hey, I feel something that you probably don't feel. And Heather's pulled me out of, my girl Heather has pulled me out of some scary shit. I'm a dummy. I'm like, fucking a morgue at 2 a.m. Sweet. And she's like, hold on. Let's check it out.
I'll be the first to say and give David credit and props where it's due, because there's been times that he's taken the hits for me so I could cross a spirit over, or he's like my bodyguard, and sometimes he's doing it when I don't realize he's doing it, and I get angry about that, because he's taking in, if
how
something
so?
is trying,
how so?
Well, because
I'm sorry, how so?
Right, if I'm trying to do some work and there's spirits that don't want it done, they're going to come after me, and David will get in between and try to take it off of me so I can finish doing what I'm doing. And if I don't know that he's doing that, then I can't pay attention to him and make sure he's okay. And we had that happen one time at Old South, the Pittsburgh Hospital. Yeah. And he about collapsed. Yeah, he about collapsed because he was
that was bad. That was really bad. It's really bad. The only way I can really explain that, hey, Betsy, thanks for tuning in. Really appreciate it. Thank you. Fernando Gutierrez.
Yeah, my boy. What's up, Fernando?
How are you?
He's a weekly guy. What's up, Fernando? He's an average listener. Betsy, too. Yeah. Betsy rolls with Josh Purvis and the Searchers a lot and shit like that. She's a good people.
Oh, awesome. You love, everybody loves that hospital.
We're going back next month, so can't wait for that.
Oh, but you guys don't stop, do you?
No,
she's like,
no. So what it was is, the best way I can explain of how it really happened is, Kristi was having a very intimate thing going on there, and the negative spirit was going between these two rooms, and it was trying to keep the spirit here, and it was very oppressive. And what I did is, at first I was in one of the doorways, and Kristi, when we're investigating, nothing is off the table. So she's just basically, get the fuck out of here. I'm trying to do this, and I'm like, okay. So I went outside, and there was this hallway, and this can be verified by Mike Hatcher and Jason Baker, because they were on the investigation with us also. is the hallway that we were standing in. It got really, really dark, like darker than it should have been in there. And it just started coming in waves. And what I'll do is I'll just attract that energy and start to do it. It affected Mike, it affected Jason, and affected me the most, because I just kind of, I don't know how I do it, Adam. I don't know why I attract to it. The theory is you know, I'm 6'7", 300 pounds. I'm a big man, you know, so I don't know if it's threatened by me. It could be intimidated. You know, I'm intimidated by it. I usually run. But the best way I can describe it is from The Shining, when the doors, the elevators opened up and that Bud was just running through the hallway there. It was just coming in waves and waves and waves. And Kristi finished what she was doing, and it was just this incredible emotional moment that she was having. And I was just, I was done. I was just out. And Kristi's like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, I don't know what I just did, but I was just blocking everything for you. And she's like, "Oh my God, thank you so much," and things like that. So it's probably not good to do if you didn't protect yourself or ground yourself in some way. But after that,
they always run to the witch after he ran at Kristi. Kristi,
help me, give me some energy. But
this thing kind of affected you all at the same time. It sounds like it was a massive overtaking or bad. Multiple spirits. But I've heard a lot about this Pittsburgh. What is it? A jail or hospital? Right? It was
a hospital.
Yeah, old South Pittsburgh Hospital Paranormal Research Center. It's a huge. Say that 3 times fast. So
not gonna even try.
Yeah. No, just tons of validation there. It's a great place to investigate. And Ronnie is absolutely awesome. If you can ever get there, get there. It's worth it, man. It's really worth it.
Ronnie D, right? Ronnie
I think so.
D-E-E?
Yeah. Correct.
Scooby-Doo is a thing. Yeah.
Right.
I wanted, me, I love you guys we've been friends for a little bit on Facebook, and you guys have seen my adventures, and I like to go cross country, especially to the locale ones or the free ones. Cemeteries are always free.
Sure.
I'm going to ask you a question. Everybody in chat, thanks for tuning in. By the way, feel free to ask questions. We're talking to David Taylor and Kristi Grissom of our Haunted Lives Paranormal and podcast and basically group, and they're overtaking the world. And I wanted to get on their good side so I can be part of that when they overtake. Can I ask you guys a question? What is either of yours? You can say obviously separately. Oh, go ahead, Kristi.
Well, I was going to say let David go first for this because my boyfriend left his wallet in the bedroom on the nightstand, and he's trying to get in through the locked door with a butter knife. So,
oh shit!
If you'll excuse me 1 second, I'm going to peek around and let him in.
Okay.
Hey, if he was a real man, that wall would have been knocked off the nightstand.
He's trying to be polite. I got to love.
I'm just giving you shit. Go take your emergency, and I'll shoot this shit with this guy.
So funny.
You're all set. I would have got slapped for that if that was in person.
Yeah.
Dave, I'm going to ask you, brother. Oh, drop my phone. Dave, what's your bucket list, man? You've been pretty much everywhere. Give me 2 of your bucket list. Give me your American one, USA, and give me one that's overseas, like Pennsylvania or something.
The American one would be Fort Augustine. The Castile in Fort Augustine. Only people that have been there have been Ghost Adventures or with Zach and everybody like that. We kind of might have an in possibly to get in there. I'm not sure. It's taking a lot of work. There's a lot of go back and forth between this. So that would probably be one of the ones of where after that, I could probably say I don't really need to investigate anymore. And the one overseas, I'm actually going to steal it from Doug from Beyond the Veil Investigations, and that would be the Ardennes Forest of where the Battle of the Bulge was.
Oh shit, Doug! Maybe I'm on with Francis a couple weeks ago. Good people, yes.
Yeah.
Of course, everybody always says the traditional, Frankenstein's or Dracula's castle and all that shit. The Italy island with the vampires. But that's a good one. Kristi, I don't know if you heard or not, but I was asking our friend David here what his bucket list is for America and for overseas. One of each, and it's your turn. So good timing.
The list is long,
and she's been everywhere, dude. Like everywhere.
I was gonna say, bullshit. You've been everywhere. You've been to Salem. We talked about that. You've been to New Orleans. You've been to Gettysburg. You must have been to Gettysburg. So where have you know?
Actually, I haven't been.
No, but she's been to like Mackey's. She's been to Trevette. She's been.
Well, that's just because with Ghost Hunt
Yeah.
Weekends and the Tennessee Ray Chasers. So
Yeah,
that's
sure.
why I've been, working with them. We go a lot of places. So, but
we're gonna bring them up too in a little bit.
All right. Let's see. For here, honestly, I would love to investigate stateside the White House.
Oh, that's good.
Oh shit! I heard it's yes. I watched a documentary on Shock Docs. Did you watch that? The Haunted White House?
No, I haven't. But
yes, the Demon of the White House talks about. They still see Lincoln, and they still see like fucking. Oh wow, that's a good one.
Yeah, I would love to do that one. I've actually been inside the White House, of course, before when they were allowing tours, and it was definitely interesting. But for overseas,
that's a first. That's cool.
For overseas, of course, I'd love to go to Dracula's castle.
Exactly.
Hey, she said Dracula's castle. Did I call it a what?
But no, that's not my answer though. My answer, the reason why, I would love to go to Lep Castle because Lep Castle, and in Ireland.
Okay, shit. I don't know if I remember that. I have to look it up.
Well, the reason why is because I'm adopted, and I found out that my biological mother, the last name was O'Carroll. And then going through some of the lineage, and then knowing what I know about Lep Castle, it was owned like 300-400 years by the O'Carroll clan.
Wow.
And I'm curious to know if I was to go inside, if they would recognize me as a relative, or
Wow.
I'm really curious because that's supposed to be one of the really, I mean, that's the one that has the oubliette where they throw people down in the pit, and
the pit in the bottom basement, it's still there.
Yes.
That's the thing. Here in America, we're like, the Pilgrims, Salem, 1620. In England, they're like, fucking, how about fucking 1800 BC?
Right.
Castles and shit. They got. I mean, I love America, and I love we love our Salem, right? I love our Gettysburg.
Yeah.
But overseas, man, like you say, Japan, they've been doing it way longer than we have.
Oh yeah.
You realize that the Romans did like conquer England at one point, so England's been around for a while. So
yes. Nicole Gaspard just wanted to say hi, checking in. Hi, Nicole.
Nicole, thank you. Thank you.
Betsy said her bucket list is Salem, Mass, and she didn't finish the and part, but and Scotland.
Oh, nice.
Too.
Nice.
Yes.
Nice. Yeah.
Yes.
So yes, let's talk a little bit. I want to plug you guys. Obviously, a lot of people know your shit, but some might not. This is going to be on YouTube and rotation on my YouTube channel and everything else. So let's talk about Dave. What are you associated with? Like, what got you into a heart? You must have did something first. Do you still roll with things, or do you just haunted lives?
Just basically our haunted lives. We really focus
the mud,
on
Kristi.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go. I know. There you go.
I want one.
Soon to be on ourhauntedlives.com. Soon to be on there. Just kind of that. Other than that, I am an ice hockey referee, so I'm on the ice about 4 times a week. Kristi and I, she went, what are you doing? I go, I got 4 games to ref tonight. She goes, Jesus Christ. I kind of do that, and I did paint for a while, but I've kind of lost that a little bit. But so those are kind of some of the things that I do. I learned how to make a website, so.
And I'm so glad he did.
Yeah, that was so interesting.
I stuck at it.
Welcome to the year 2000, brother.
I know. Seriously.
I was supposed to have this thing scrolling on the bottom with all our info and your info, and I didn't this whole show.
Oh, that's all right, man.
So I'm still learning too. It's kind of a self thing here. So I honestly, real quick, I want to thank you guys both. Honestly, seriously, you're both very professional. You're very respected amongst people I know. Chris Sanders, people I roll with that know you. Eric Knapp. people think the world of you that I talk to a
Thank
lot
you.
or often.
Thank you.
So I appreciate you both. You're very busy folks, and I appreciate you both coming on. I just want to say that real quick. I should have said it at the beginning.
Well, we appreciate you, and you actually need to tell your story of what happened to you, of how what you just got your house and things like that, of how, you know, within the past couple of years and stuff like that, you've really kind of risen up and
well,
so,
I'll do that when I'm a guest on your show. I'm just kidding.
No.
That's right. That's right.
No, I mean, anytime.
Seriously, it's very inspiring though. Seriously,
I appreciate that. Well, long story short, because it's not about me. To
Yeah.
those listening and people that follow me, my mom died in 2019, about 3 months after Lorraine Warren. I was waiting at home with her. I lived with her because, thank you, after 7 years, I was with a girl, and I bought, everything. The bed was ours, the whole nine, and she kicked me out, so she kept everything. So at 38 years old, I moved back with mom. Sometimes we do that, and I was
damn women.
And she loved it. She's my Italian mom, dude. She was single at the time. We watched wrestling. She met Ronda Rousey with me. I got pictures of Ronda.
Nice.
She was rubbing Ronda Rousey's thigh, and the security guys almost attacked her. Don't touch her.
I went backstage with Batista.
Oh, Jesus.
Batista?
Dave Batista.
We're going to get to that in a second. Let me just finish this up real quick. We'll get into that in a second. So long story short, dude, last year I got in a car accident, as you saw. I died for 38 seconds. They brought me back. And I have no kids. I'm not married. I got my girl Heather for 4 years. And I said, fuck, I'm going to live. So recently I sold my mom's house. I got a pretty good chunk of money. I split it with my sister. And I went out and bought a piece of land by Bangor where Stephen King lives and where the fucking Wendigo is seen, and out there in Pet Cemetery country. Yeah, it's about 3 hours away from my girlfriend's in Old Orchard Beach in Maine. But, dude, seriously, it's a fire pit. I own the trailer for less than $20,000. It's fully furnished. Comes with a chainsaw. You seriously, dude, I couldn't brag about it more. It's fucking killer. It comes with 3 pot plants. You mean, what the fuck? It's me all over it. So I love it, dude. I went from having nothing, living in an RV for 3 years. I lived in the back of a flea market in Scarborough, Maine. I lived in a 53-foot Fleetwood Bounder RV with no power. Used to squat and shit out back of it in the woods. But the thing is, dude, you know what? I lived without Wi-Fi and power for 3 years. And dude, like, I can make it. And that's made me strong. I wipe with leaves. I've showered in ponds with shampoo. Like, I lived. If the zombie apocalypse happened and y'all fuckers are running around, what are we going to do? I'm going to go.
You're ready. You're ready.
You know what I mean? So, but I appreciate it because it's cool to finally have some electricity. My next podcast will be live from my new room.
Nice.
So I appreciate you giving me the shout out.
No, for sure, man. It's very inspiring.
Everything pondered my mind in a year and a half. Me and my girlfriend kind of broke up for a little bit, and I lost my car. Other car broke. Long story. And life kicks you in the balls. You know, that Corona fucked everybody up mentally, I feel. And then I found my paranormal family, and I slowly start trusting certain people. And Kristi, the stuff you post is inspiring. Dave, you're very educational and smart, and I'm your fans, dude. And I wish I would have recognized you because now I feel like a dick. I wanted a selfie with you, so I'll see you at WarrenCon too, because I'll be there.
Oh, we won't be there.
That's my fault.
Yeah, it's not your fault, Kristi.
If you come to Salem or Maine, hit me up, and I'll meet you in Salem.
Yeah, for sure, we'll do that. Absolutely.
We go to Salem a lot, but this year I promised that I would be at the Vampire Ball in New Orleans. That Father Sebastian puts on. It's the biggest one of the year. So
Father Sebastian. Oh, yes, right. You run with him. Heather just it's New Orleans.
And then Spare announces that Nick Groff's going to be there. Kristi goes, "What the hell?"
I've always wanted to meet Nick Groff. He's like the main, for me, and I was like, damn it, of course that's gonna happen, but I've committed to the
well, if you're a real witch, you can manifest yourself in 2 places at once, can't you?
Yeah, that's right.
I might could shape shift.
Yeah, you never know.
Oh, shit.
You never know.
Oh, that got me excited. Double goosebumps.
Yeah,
Dave, real quick, you've been seeing spirits since you were a young lad, man.
Yeah.
I want to talk a little bit about paranormal. We got a half hour. We can go over.
Yeah, sure.
And I got ADD, so I'm going to be all over the fucking place. So hit me up.
Hey, I can follow ADD.
Yeah, it's all good.
Okay, cool. Chris, you're keeping right up.
Yep.
I want to talk about how both you guys get started into the paranormal. And Dave, I was intrigued about how you saw your great grandmother. That's pretty inspiring, pretty different.
Yeah, so I grew up in Philadelphia, about stone's throw from the Independence Hall. So our house is the one that we still have is built in the 1700s. It's an old city. basically where the old city of the 8 blocks of the original city of Philadelphia was. So one
First
day,
street in America, the first.
yeah,
original
it's not on that street. So, but it's just an old brownstone. But so we were looking through some pictures one day, my grandmother and I, and she's going through, and she points down. She goes, and this is your babcia, and that's great grandmother in Polish, I think. That's what she told me. My grandmother was Polish. So I'm looking at this, and I go, I've seen her already. And my grandmother goes, that's impossible. She's not here. And I go, no, she's everywhere. I see her up here. I see her down here. I see her outside the house.
Whoa.
Yeah. And it wasn't anything scary. It was just an old lady smiling, you know? And then it was just things started to kind of happen to me a little bit, of where I would be able to see auras, and I would call them, people's rainbows. And this was never discouraged. Yeah, this was never discouraged by anybody. Our family was always open to a lot of things. We were open thinking family, very progressive. So with that being said, grew up, everything kind of went away. High school, college happened. Life happens. My wife and I moved to the Pacific Northwest, and I really start to get involved with it again. Got to investigate the Shanghai tunnels. I was a little discouraged up north. There's something called the Seattle Freeze around that area. It's really hard to meet people, but the paranormal is very cliquey up there. So a lot of the stuff I was doing on my own. And
just up there.
Yeah, just up there.
Come to Maine. I roll alone. There's a lot of people in Maine. No one wants to work with me. Fuck them. I roll solo. Sorry, go ahead.
No, and then
I don't kiss anybody ass. I'm here to want to work with you.
But lo and behold, pandemic happened, and I started working with somebody else, and it was just getting to the point of where everybody started doing lives. And the person bowed out, and I knew Kristi because we started working together a little bit, and she was kind of an unofficial member of OHL then. She was kind of on the fence a little bit.
So you guys have been kind of working together for a while then. Yeah. Cool.
And so she stepped in, and we did 2 or 3 shows and things like that, and eventually brought her in. The person that we worked with before left the group, and we know a guy, Brian J. Laverty. He's out of Canada, and he directed us towards Natalie because he's like, you guys are exactly what she's looking for. And so talked to Natalie
Jones for Paraplex?
Yeah. And so I had a meeting with her, and Kristi's like, all right, do. And so called Kristi right after. I go, yeah, we're signed. So it was really fast. It was really fast for OHL to get signed to such a big platform that we have. And I think it attributes to the balance that Kristi and I have, because the show wouldn't be where it is without Kristi and her knowledge that she has. And I'm sure she can, well, you can say it yourself, Kristi, go ahead.
And it wouldn't be the same without David. It's like the balance, the yin, the yang. And,
I watched a couple. I see you guys feed off each other. I watched a couple. You guys have great questions.
Thanks.
Seriously, it's,
Yeah, and I'm sorry that was the long-winded version of myself and Kristi. You can go in because I know we always yell at each other afterwards. Like, Jesus Christ!
Are you done yet?
How long did you fucking talk for that?
Are you done yet?
It was you. next time I'll just go off. So go ahead, Kristi. I'm timing you. Here we go.
It's my turn.
No.
You guys respect each other, but you're like a brother and sister in a way. You're like, here you go.
Yeah,
smell this fart.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. No. Yeah. Kristi and her poo spray.
Yeah, I had to bring the poo spray every place we go, and I put it in the bathroom. You
get people in chat laughing. Real quick, guys, Nicole wants you to be on her show. She can message you guys later. She does the radio show like I do on Paranormal King, so it's audio only. Okay. It's on Wednesdays nights. Sure. But if you want Nicole, shoot them a message. I'm sure if they're not, in fucking some place, I'm sure they get they can sneak free time somehow. I don't know how you guys sneak free time, but you do. For me.
Yeah.
Kristi, let's talk a little about I want to dig into, let everybody know that Kristi represents, or do you practice vampirism? Do you research it? Are you involved in it? And let's talk about that, because I love vampires. The Richmond vampire.
I would say I'm a baby vampire in training. I'm learning, researching, and realizing the more that I look into it, the more that I do relate to it. So it's
well,
not.
It goes deep. It's laced in history. I got to ask you real quick. Does Dave's blood taste good with celery stick in it, like a Bloody Mary, or do you just drink Dave's blood just...
I prefer it with an olive.
Okay, it's what I had asked.
Shaken, not stirred.
I told you guys anything goes on this fucking show. Until StreamYard cancels me, man. It's pretty much run by me. I don't know why the fuck they let me on my own show. Anybody in life. Well, Nicole has a serious question. I guess, are vampires real or just myth? And I can let you answer that, Kristi. I kind of know a little bit about it myself, but I'll let you go ahead, because, of course, there's a difference. Just like witches, there's the movie vampire, like a movie witch, and then there's the real witch, real vampire. But I'll let you answer that, Kristi.
Well, all throughout history, they've always, they have found people that were the graves that are dug up, and they're staked to the coffin, or they have something stuck in their mouth. Yeah, they're afraid that they're going to come back, and so there's all kinds of folklore, legends, whatnot. But are vampires real? Yes. Yeah. As the way I perceive them to be, yes, not the way Hollywood perceives them to be. Now, there are some real cray-cray people out there that think, I'm immortal, I'm gonna suck your blood, I'm this, I'm that, and they truly believe it. And good for you. I don't judge anybody.
Well, wasn't there some murders in Texas or New Orleans where people drained their blood, like vampire murders in the 90s or some shit like that? And of course there was Dracul, which is son of Dracul, which Dracul actually means dragon, not even Dracula, but it went to Dracula. That's, the whole 9 years we said Transylvania. But there is a sort of lore of a vampirism. There is a people that believe in eternity and the whole thing. And of course, Father Sebastian, who's kind of that lore. And honestly, being a part of the War and Legacy Foundation, we actually have a couple people that are Wiccan and vampire.
Right. Well,
we represent our religions.
This is my this is the clan that I belong to, the Sabertooth clan.
Ooh. That's it looks like,
It's an ankh. Yeah.
It's like a set on the bottom or something. It's got like the,
it's like a saber sword.
Yeah.
And then the ankh with it.
Oh, that's pretty. Yeah.
Cool. But very few vampires, I mean, we're talking very low, in single digits, are sanguine vampires. Wow. That's the big misconception. There's not a whole lot that believe that they have to drink blood. It's more like feeding off of energy, other people's excess energy. Everybody puts off energy. Like David can see the aura. Well, that's what it's energy.
I love that.
And so
it's a medium of in itself. It's kind of mediumship in itself, or shamanism in a way. I mean, you can see the auras / orbs. You kind of consider, and you're not. It's true. You're not just a tech guy, like a fucking dude. Okay, push play. You know what I mean? You're a little bit more than that. You give yourself not enough credit.
Thank you.
But yeah, Kristi, you hit a nail on the head with all the vampire. And of course, you do go also with the witch stuff, like voodooism to an extent, right? Like I said earlier.
Well, I consider myself eclectic witch. I don't. I'm not Wiccan. I don't. Wiccan's more of a religion, so I'm just pagan witch, vampire witch, Strigoi. But voodoo, I have done stuff that I pull from bits and pieces, but I'm definitely not completely knowledgeable in that practice. But I do use some of it. I pull from a little bit of here and a little bit of there, and a little,
Well, Nicole, to answer your question of vampires in America, well, yeah, because Kristi lives in Georgia, so yeah, there's definitely one there. And they're not alone. Just like witches, they're not in Salem running around naked in the woods as much as I'd like them to be, around a pot of stuff.
Right.
They're not riding brooms with black hats. I mean, there's wizards do this world. Look at Dave. Dave's kind of a wizard to To an extent, that's a wizard, and you're not running around with a big cloak unless you're doing the lights off. I don't know what the fuck you do.
I did in a play in high school. I played Gandalf in high school in my high school play. So The Hobbit. So I did.
Maybe I'm psychic too. You fucking tell me.
No. First words were, the shot.
Oh, I love that part. Damn. He really meant it too, man.
Yeah, exactly.
So let's talk about your group page. I'm a member of the group page. People can go on there and share material, check out what's new with you guys, what's new with your YouTube, what's new with, you must go on Instagram too and all that good stuff.
Yeah, we are. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Kristi.
Oh, I was just saying, yep. Go right ahead, David.
We're available on all social media platforms. We do TikTok, we do Instagram, Twitter, Facebook.
Awesome.
So the Facebook, go to the group page. Don't go to the business page. We kind of messed it up when we first started Our Haunted Lives. I started a business page instead of a group page.
We should probably just take that down.
Yeah, probably. So we have that. Twitter, is just Our Haunted Lives. Instagram is Our Haunted Lives. TikTok is Our Haunted Lives. Everything is straight Our Haunted Lives. You just type that in. Also, we just it's still under construction, the website, and that's ourhauntedlives.com. It's just all one word. You can go there. We have some great pictures that we're putting up all the time. The shop, we're really working on the shop, so we're going to have some merchandise like this great shirt right here.
Yeah, if Kristi will ever get off her ass and get it done.
Yeah, we got beanies, but Kristi, pull up the mug because those mugs will be for sale. We have coffee mugs and things like that. We'll have
I love that.
We'll have baseball hats, beanies, shirts. Just some other things that we're thinking about, not to really oversaturate or anything, or really, people just buy our stuff, but just if people want to go by there, it has what we're doing. But yeah, the group page, is open to everybody. The one thing that I did see recently is some people were posting like some music videos and stuff like that. And
I took them down.
Yeah. And it's everything paranormal for anybody's page.
She's right on top because whenever I post anything, you guys let me share all my shit. And it's always good stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Christine, you are always right there to like it, and I appreciate you guys. But yeah, there's no need of that offbeat shit. There's no need to. I mean, there's plenty of places to go for that. Not here.
Yeah, everybody. It's cool. I love music. Everybody loves music.
Well, but it's.
It says right in our bylaws, everything paranormal, everything paranormal. It does say everything music videos. So and it doesn't matter if you're from Timbuktu to Taiwan or whatever. If you want to share your stuff and paranormal stuff, our page is available.
I don't go to iTunes to buy underwear. You know what I mean? You go where you find your shit, man.
Yeah.
I love I love the beast. Oh, that reminds me, while we're on it, and we got about 15-20 minutes left, we can go over. I'm allowed so much. What's your guys' go-to for, like, if you're going through evidence? Maybe obviously you're not gonna listen to music, but if you're trying to get pumped for an investigation, or maybe you're trying to get back home and you don't want to fall asleep, what do you guys put in? What do you put in? Megadeth, country, rap?
It's all on. Oh, I'm sorry. It's all on her right here.
She's the radio bandit, huh?
Well, I'll plug this into the Apple CarPlay or whatever, and then she'll go, all right, here we go. Let me see the phone, David.
Well, because
Vampire Metal, let's hear it.
He plays, we get rainy days and Mondays always get me down.
Oh, you sing. I love it.
Yeah, I play the Carpenters. Really? Come on now.
You guys are fucking funny. This is awesome. I'm so glad you guys came on.
And I'm like, let's put on
Pearl Jam. What?
I'm like, let's put on, Queen of the Damned soundtrack, or 30 Seconds to Mars. I am a big. Let's see if I can get it on.
Oh, look, she's got her right. My girlfriend's got those rock bracelet things.
I'm trying to get my. It's not going to show.
It's not showing up.
30 Seconds to Mars, the white one. The white one.
There's a tattoo.
A tattoo.
Yeah.
I love The Kill. I love The Shining with the Stephen King background.
Oh my gosh.
And he sees himself in the hallway, he grabs himself. This is who I really am. I go,
I am ate up with 30 Seconds to Mars. Oh, and I just got.
I know. Look at this.
Oh, she's a fangirl. What the fuck is that?
Morbius.
I saw you posted in that. I want to go see that. It's Marvel Comics, but Morbius is basically the devil. It's like Ghost Rider type shit. How was that?
Oh my gosh. Well, I mean, of course, I'm a little biased, but
What? Really?
Yeah. I mean,
all the kids are rooting for the good people. She's rooting for the devil. Come on, bang. Come on, Morpheus.
I love Jared
Who
Leto.
is that lady, Mom?
He's amazing.
That's Cruella DeVille.
So great.
But there were some things that could have made it better, could have made it worse. But this was just basically to introduce Morbius into the other characters and other things. So
I see you cranking out Ghost BC. You into Ghost? You must be into Ghost. The band Ghost.
Who, me?
Oh yeah.
You must be into Call Me Little Sunshine. That's Satan. Satan's nickname was Little Sunshine. Yeah.
I like anything that has a hard drum beat. I mean, I saw Shine Down not too long ago.
Yeah.
I love Shine Down. Positive rock. I love Shine Down. Yeah.
Good.
I'm a rock and roller. I grew up, high school in the 80s, so I'm a rock and roller.
She's a rock and roller.
To the Motley Crue. Boys are back. The boys are smoking in the boys' room.
I can play some of my old stuff. Like I'm an old punk rocker, Adam. So
Ramones?
Ramones. I'm probably going to bring out some old Descendants and Misfits for her, see if she likes that stuff.
I like Misfits.
Okay, good.
Oh, Nicola's 80s rule. Get her started.
Her
bangs out and her fucking clips
aggro,
and her neon
we'll bring out
bands.
some aggro Black Flag for you, okay, Kristi, on the next
one. There we go. But the thing of it is I was a music major in college, and I sang opera. So there's not. I appreciate every genre of music. An
opera singing vampire witch from the fucking bayou. You don't make this shit up on Historically Haunted Vodcast, folks. I did not fucking give her a script. This is no shit. You were joining us. That's fucking amazing. You guys are. I could have you on again.
I know.
Goddamn, Kristi,
So
you're full
awesome.
of fucking spunk. I love that shit. Did your boyfriend get in it? Did he break the window down and your dog?
I let him in.
You didn't have to, but whatever.
I need to teach him how to break a lock with a butter knife. I figured he could do it, man.
Fucking Dave, where did you find this broad, Dave? Where the fuck did you find her?
The stars and planets aligned, and all of a sudden she's like, "Yeah, I'll go investigate with you." Then we just met up and went.
Well, I was so tired of traveling with the guys, to Missouri, Texas. Here,
with who? Let's talk about that a lot. You roll with some big fellas there, Kristi.
Yeah.
Who'd you roll with? Let's talk about that.
Oh,
the Wrath Day Chasers, right, or something, right?
The Wraith Chasers, yeah.
The Wraith Chasers,
Mike Goncalves and Chris and Brandon Smith.
A lot of people know who they are. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was some big times. You know what I mean?
They're absolutely amazing.
They're such great guys.
What's one of your favorite journeys with them? What's one of your favorite stops you've done? If you had to name
them. She can't tell anything. So. I'm just joking.
Probably as far as
you've both been to a lot of places.
Yeah, I would say it was the Titanic in Branson. Was probably one of the. We had such an amazing time. That and the Jefferson Hotel in Texas was a lot of fun.
Ooh. Yes, that was on Ghost Hunters, one of the seasons. Jefferson, yeah.
That's a lot of fun.
Dave, what's one of your funnest? If not so much like just memorable, but just funnest. Like, that was such a like. For me, it's Lizzie Borden. I love Lizzie Borden's house.
Oh, I love it.
I spent the whole night there alone with my girlfriend. I laid naked in Lizzie's bed, and I got high on the front steps, and it was fucking awesome. I love Lizzie.
I think the most fun I had is probably St. Albans trip, Kristi, with PD Region Paranormal, and the
Radford, Virginia.
Yeah, yes. and the reason I did that is because things were starting to ease up, and we were the first people allowed back into St. Albans after all the lockdowns.
Yeah.
So everything, So everything had calmed down there because
nobody had been going
nobody's
in.
Been there for a year and a half, and so they hung on, and we were there. And it was just an incredible fun night of meeting, Robert and Brian and Tank and Rick and Andrew. all those guys, which were great. And it was really Kristi and I's our first trip together of just kind of, okay, let's go, we're doing this. And
really,
and I'd already been there. I'd already been there a couple of times with Ghost Hunt Weekends and the Rake Chasers. But so it was the first time to go and just have, a handful of people.
Yeah.
So it was awesome.
And she was so mean to the Domino's pizza guy. So fucking mean to him, dude. Because he's like, can you get the pizzas outside? And she's like, no, you have to come in and give them to us.
He didn't want to go in. I've been there. That place,
place is scary, dude.
I don't try to be mean to them, but they don't exactly put money back into that place. If they do, I don't know where it's going because their windows are blown out.
I know.
It looks something out of the Munsters, but I love that. But the Domino's guy wouldn't go in and give him shit.
That place and the Conjuring house was awesome.
Harrisville, Rhode Island.
I've got to get David to the Conjuring house. They're selling it though. I don't know.
They've already sold it. They sold it.
They did sell it.
Yeah, and the stipulation was this person had to keep doing what they were doing, so it's not closing down.
Okay, good.
Yeah, it will keep going on. They actually were interviewing potential people to buy the house to make sure that it was continuing.
We should have bought it, David.
Shoulda, but they interviewed like 27 people, and the thing about it, the thing on the inside is there were some crazy offers for that, like in double-digit millions. And so
I'm a vampire. I could have glamored.
But they were so cool about this.
I could have glamored, and we would have paid only $1.
$1. They would have paid you the $1 to take it. Here's the $1, Kristi. Take that home, please.
They were so great about it. They interviewed the people to make sure that they were going to continue this, and they just sold it for what they listed it for, not for a dime over. So kudos to the people who owned it to keep it going.
I know them. They're from Maine, New Mexico, Maine. Corey Heisen. They bought it for like I think $200,000 or $400,000, and they pretty much tripled their fucking money. Yeah,
they got 1.55 is what they got for it. So
I heard that Corey's not feeling well because of it.
Okay,
I heard he might have an attachment, so that's why he wants to sell it. So that's kind of the price you pay.
I will say though, when we went there, I was with a paranormal group, and they had invited me as a special guest, and there was only 5 of us there. And Corey, that's the first time I met him, and this is over a year ago. A year and a half ago when I went. And I will say, because of what you just said, Adam, he didn't seem the same person when I met him as when I saw him at the Warren Paracon. It was.
You mentioned that. You're smart. You mentioned that. Yeah.
Yeah,
I've heard people close to him say that he's just. You're not that close to him. You know him, but you're not like an everyday. But you sense that. That fucking house must have lit you up like a jack-o'-lantern anyway. Between the Revolutionary Soldiers, the witch, the suicides. I mean, it's pretty fucked up from what I hear. I've never been, but you must have been alert. I guess
I had one of the most profound incident. You know where you have paranormal things happen, and you're like, okay, let's try to debunk this. It could be this. It could be that. Da, da, da. No. This one was like, okay, yeah, that just happened. So. Yeah, I loved it.
This isn't a Weekend Warriors getaway. If you're like a Weekend Warrior ghost hunter, this is the type of shit where you really, because a lot of people do that. They want to get selfies at the fucking thing. You know what I'm talking about? Oh, cool. Yeah. But if you don't take it seriously, like you guys, Kristi, both David, even you guys really have passions and smarts for what you do, and I think that helps you. Because if you go in this blind, you can make it worse. Do you agree? Make it worse.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's kind of like we call it the come to Jesus moment of when you realize what you're doing, you can't mess around with it. We just did an interview with Tara Mead, and she's an incredible person, and you should contact her to have her on your show. She does spirit photography, and so she's also
us, a medium, so she senses.
She's part of that SoCal crew with Stefan and Patty and everybody out there, Sebastian and everybody. And she sent this one picture, and Kristi and I were looking at it, and I was looking at it and looking at it and looking at it. And it's something, it was weird because she caught that in the Ventura Theater, and I saw the exact same thing in an abandoned house of where I had my first come to Jesus moment. So if you don't know what you're doing, and we tell people this all the time on the show, if you don't know what you're doing, don't do it. Don't do it. Step away. Step away. If you don't know how to sage, don't sage because it can make it worse.
Yeah.
Don't do an exorcist if you don't know how to do an exorcist. If you're religious and you think you know how to do an exorcist, you are fucking the farthest from it, because it's no joke. When we talk to Carl and James, personally, when we talk to them at the Warren Con, and we talk to them on our show, those guys are no joke. And you know, the D word is going around everything now on all the videos. This is a demon, that's a demon, everything like that. And I asked Carl, how many times have you actually experienced something like that? He goes, 5. And I go, in 50 years, you've only experienced 5. He goes, yeah.
Between the two of them, only 10.
Yeah.
Between the two.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's about one to two a year.
Yeah.
1 to 2 a year. Yeah. And that's thousands of cases, not hundreds like some people. We're talking range shit.
So that just goes to show that not everything is a demon.
Yeah.
And just because
could be just a ghost that's upset. Go ahead, Kristi.
Dickhead. You know how people are dickhead assholes? Well, they're dead dickhead assholes. I love your Jason Voorhees mug. Dave, put your mug up to the camera. Put your mug up to the camera. We need people like that in real life to fucking sheep out the population anyway.
Right.
but I mean, but no, that's cool that you're in tune with that, because I think too many people, nothing against Zach Bagans and all these people, but too many people are all fucking, whoa. You know what I mean? Too many people have haunted dolls. Too many people have battle demons.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not every doll is haunted or
that's
inhabited by a spirit.
That's kind of fucked up.
Yeah, this is Dolly.
It's Dolly.
1931 from Germany.
81.
1931 from Germany.
31 from Germany.
Yeah.
That's got some miles on it and some people, I bet.
Yeah.
She's my friend.
She's Kristi's friend that stays in Kristi's
little room. Sick fuck.
Yeah. I fucking hate dolls, man. I can't stand them. I don't like them at all.
Oh, the big bad David can't stand dolls. Mr. fucking no shit.
Dude, David, you will see elbows and assholes if something happens to David. And I'll be running towards it. I'm the one, hey, stuff me in this hole, blindfold me, handcuff me. David, nope. I'm out of here.
Kristi, blindfolds and handcuffs is another show.
Yeah,
it is rated PG-13.
I had to. She's into the sensory deprivation, and so we were doing investigation in Kinston, North Carolina, at the Harmony Hall. It's one of the oldest places in North Carolina, and there's a room where there was a supposed suicide. That's where they think it was. She's like, "Well, I want to go up there, and you're gonna tie me up with a rope and blindfold me and this and everything." And I was like, okay. And I got our other investigator, Jan. I said, Jan, you're coming upstairs with me and we're going to film this just in case. I don't want anything to come back on me in this cancel culture bullshit, whatever.
I tell you what, you film that, you can get good money for that in Vegas, David. What are you talking about? Of course you film that. Fucking right.
My wife finally hears about it. She goes, "What did you do?" I tied her up.
This is before I met your wife.
Yeah, I tied her up.
Before we had met.
Even better.
Yeah, I tied her up and blindfolded her and left her in a room for 45 minutes. She's like, "What?"
It's ghost hunting, honey. It's ghost hunting. Trust me. If you knew, you'd know.
It's all part of the job.
No, dude.
So neither of your, like his old lady and your husband or your boyfriend or whatever, neither of your spouses do this stuff?
No.
Do they respect it though? At least, or
yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And totally supportive and behind it 100%. My wife always has a saying of, with me, she'd rather me regret doing something than not doing something. So if I wanted to do something,
I like that.
She said, "Well, try it. If you don't like it, then don't do it."
Mine just learned not to tell me no.
Well, that's different. Yeah, when you're into voodoo and witchcraft and shit, you kind of run the show. I was going to ask you too, because I'm curious. I know we're going a little bit over. If you guys don't mind, I know we're actually over, but I'm allowed like 8 hours a week, a month, and I only take 4. I just want to go a couple minutes real quick. Sure. What is the difference, or what is the comparison, Kristi, to witchcraft and voodooism or vampirism? Is it intertwined to an extent to all that stuff? People think it's all the same, I think.
No, it's not all the same. There are a lot of differences, but the majority of it is location. The country it comes from. A lot of it is more ancestral magic, and as opposed to some of being elemental. With vampirism, it's more of the dragon magic and chaos magic, and but it's still magic. It's still manipulating. It's still manifesting. It's still changing. So it's they're
that makes sense, because you got like Santeria is like African, which is kind of like voodooism. Then you got like witchcraft, which is kind of European. But then you got like vampirism, which is kind of like Germany. So I guess it's almost like Bigfoot as to Sasquatch is to the abominable snowman. There are
differences. I mean, I'm not well enough versed to be able to give specifics. I can just speak on what I know. But the different cultures have different
beliefs,
magic, right?
Beliefs,
I know what you're saying. I'm very much into all that shit. Underwater religion, like mermaid religion and shit, and all that.
Like spirits. Like ghosts, you go to different countries, a ghost is called by a different name, whether it's a specter, whether it's a wraith, whether it's, they all have different names in different countries and different cultures.
Like devil, Diablo, witchcraft, bruja. Yeah,
bruja. Yeah, exactly.
I know we're going over
our bruja.
I want people to know real quick. We'll go to 8:10. We'll get about 4 minutes. Where can people find your podcast and what times and stuff? I know, but I want everybody else to know. Our Haunted Lives, time and location and stuff.
So we do every other Wednesday. We have a show tomorrow with the great Greg Balkin out of Minnesota Ghost Box. He's an ITC specialist. It's exclusively on Paraflix. You can go to paraflix.com for a 3-day free trial if you want to. If you would be so kind to subscribe, it really isn't that bad. It's $4 a month or $34 annually. And it's not just talk shows or anything. They've got music videos. They've got horror shorts. They have horror movies. Obviously, the paranormal. There's so many things that are on there, and it keeps growing and growing and growing. And
wasn't there a Conjuring House movie that the Unrest, the Sleepless Unrest, or something was a Paraflix?
Yes, Netflix now? There's a lot about the Conjuring House, a lot about Hinsdale House, a lot about. It's just there's new content coming all the time.
I'm moving in Thursday, and I'm getting cable and all that stuff. I want to make sure I'm subscribed because I got to support my parents. Brothers and sisters. Maybe one day I'll be on it. I know you guys are doing a lot of great shit, and there's so many people. I don't mean to cut you off, but Paraflix is just doing great shit, and that's
you can find it on Roku, Apple Fire, or Apple TV, Apple Fire Stick. Everything like if you don't have cable and stuff like that, it is available on all those other things. Sorry, Adam.
No, please. It's up to no. I'm just I'm typing it in so I can share it. There it is.
Yeah. Nice. There you go.
So what else? Yeah, let's promote. So you guys are on what? Like, let's go through the whole thing again.
Oh YouTube, what we've got on all social media forums. You can go to ourhauntedlives.com. That is our webpage. Please bear with us. It is under construction where we're getting it done. There's some really good testimonials. There's some really good things. There's some really great things of our upcoming things with our interviews on Paraflix. Our next big adventure will be Old South Pittsburgh in July, and Kristi's got to really book July. So we've got that. We've got we're one of the sponsors for Mass Paracon in November with Sam Bellatrusis up in Concord, Massachusetts, which is going to be great. Ooh. Yeah,
I'm trying to make that so I can get my selfie with you guys.
Oh, there you go.
There you go. That would be great. Concord, Mass. Is that by Boston? Is that west?
Yeah,
or-
it's west of Boston, about a
Okay.
half hour, 45 minutes west.
I don't know. I just jump on the
Kristi,
plane and go.
Kristi, we're driving to that one. So
Oh shit!
Wake me up when we get there.
Right.
Oh, well, whatever. We'll go to New York City again, so you'll be happy.
But if you're in and around Texas, the Ballinger area, in the end of July, I'm doing an investigation, or hosting an investigation with Patty Negri, Natalie Jones, the Paranormal Princess, Cosmic Divine, and Moon Girl Sarah. I just call her Sarah.
Yeah.
Doing an investigation in Ballinger, Texas. So you can look that up on Kristi Grissom, any platform.
Yes. And that is sold out. The VIPs are sold out, and I think there's a few general admission tickets to do. So anybody who would like to have Kristi at their events, she can sell tickets.
I love these guys. Real quick too, before we go, do you do either of you do readings? Can anybody hit you up for personal reading, a tarot reading, or some sort of?
I don't. I do work with tarot and oracle cards, and I don't do it professionally because, well, for one, I don't consider myself a professional. But if anybody, that sounded bad. But if anybody does have a question, or anything that I've said tonight, or just want me to elaborate on anything, I'm more than happy to help anybody out. If they feel, have a question about something, I can try to help the best I can. And if I can't do it, I know.
We know enough people that we can give you send you in the right direction.
Right.
This is exactly right on that. So
I was going to say, I didn't want to send you a friend request, but you're both pretty good on Facebook, and I'm sure as long as you're decent, respectful, that you guys would be willing to at least acknowledge or whatever. You're both
absolutely
people, just be decent people back. That's all. And I feel like most people that watch the show are. So that's If Historically Haunted Vodcast. We're back on Tuesday. I have to have you guys back on again on my radio show.
Anytime.
It's audio only, but that reaches like Britain and shit. It's a little bit more.
Hey, that's awesome. I don't have to put my face on.
Yeah, absolutely.
You probably still will, though.
I don't have to set up the character. We don't have to light up the studio and everything. So.
It's cool. It's a little bit more laid back, and like I said, it reaches Paranormal King. It reaches. This is just my vodcast, which does reach a lot, but that reaches more countries and shit. But it's fun doing the vodcast.
Nice,
I like seeing people, and you guys are very professional. David Taylor, Kristi Grissom, Our Haunted Lives. The podcast, the team, the group, taking over the fucking world, Our Haunted Lives. Thank you guys so much for watching Historically Haunted Vodcast. This hour flew by. Love you all. Have a great day, historians. God bless, and take